Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Lojak. This is a live show we do every weekday morning at 10:30 Eastern Time. I give my official picks. Matty, guys, I'm in a weird fucking mood today.
Yeah, I noticed you have a Red Bull, which I've never seen you drink.
This shit better give me wings.
Consume any food or liquid, actually.
I have to make some kind of change, Matty, guys. I'm snake bit. You see what happened yesterday? I had two losers. Baseball is all screwy now, you know?
Baseball is very screwy. But it always is once you get around the All-Star break.
Yes, it is. And did you see what happened? Again, I should probably stick to totals because even when I have up years and down years, I'm still around 54% this year in MLB on totals with a big sample size. That's about what I do every year in all sports. And yesterday, I had a nice call with Tampa Bay under, and then the friggin' Oakland game. Did you see what happened there? They got a good start from both starting pitchers, which I thought. Both bullpens on those teams are great. They gave a couple runs, and I thought I was okay. It was 6-1, bottom of the ninth, and Liam Hendricks. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, next time, if I ever meet Liam Hendricks in real life, I'm gonna go Joe Pesci on that motherfucker. 6-1, bottom of the ninth. They had under 9 as a great call. Liam Hendricks gives up 3 runs, lines up 6-4. So I eat a loss on that one. And then once again, anytime I pick against the Phillies in a big way, in a pronounced way, they wind up cashing. Unbelievable. I took a loss on that one. And then the Cleveland game. Who saw that one coming? We all thought that if no matter who was going to win, it was going to probably be in a high-scoring game, right? You got a great start from Clevenger, and out of nowhere, an even better start from Tyson Ross. And so I ate another fucking loss on that one. But I've got a new shirt here, a form-fitting shirt. I could pop the collar if I want to, you know. And I got Red Bull. This shit better give me wings because I believe I can fly. And hopefully I'll be able to turn things around today. Not happy with the way things went yesterday, Matty Ice.
You can see that.
Yeah, you can see it. Not feeling good about the way things went yesterday because I was looking at it. At around the 5th inning in the Seattle game. I was like, all right. I got to win with the Tampa Bay under. I'm going to get a win with the Houston under. I'm going to get a win here with Seattle. And, you know, the Texas game, we'll see how that one turns out. So I thought it turned out to be a 1-3 day. Unbelievable. All right. Okay. Let's get into the games today. Then we'll get into the comments here, which are always very funny, which always pick me up. Nate Dogg saying no sound. Is that possible? No. That's because Nate Dogg doesn't have the sound on. Other people would be commenting on that. All right. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. First comment I look up, I see Wang Zhou. He says, hanging fruit lost with 4 angry face emojis. Yes, that's true. That is true. Hanging fruit lost and 4 emoji face. 4 angry face emojis is
should really only be 3.
All right.
One smiley face.
So we'll get things going. Nate Dogg 420 says he got sound now. Okay, good. All right.
Guy with 420 his name's got time to figure out how to work his audio components.
This shit better give me wings is all I'm saying right now. Okay, all right. Here's the thing, Matty Ice.
Do you drink coffee?
I drink yes, I drink coffee.
I mean, like regularly, do you? I don't really see.
Yeah, I just throw everything into my.
Because if you don't, that's going to jack you up, and this could be an interesting show.
No, I mean, I drink. Although actually, that's like this week, I stopped drinking coffee, and I woke up with I had a vicious migraine headache on one side of my head at like 4 o'clock last night. I was like, man, if this doesn't go away, there's no way I'm going to be able to make it to work. But I threw in like 8 fucking Advils or whatever, and I drank coffee, and then it did go away. But yeah, and I'm also gonna.
You already seem a little amped up today.
Well, I'm pissed off. That's what I am. I'm pissed off. Slightly, I'm half pissed off at myself, and half pissed off at the world in general, and half pissed off at baseball in general.
So you got a half here, half here, and then a third half.
I'm 1.5 times pissed off. I got to get some nootropics. You know what that is?
Yes, neurotropics.
Nootropics.
Hey, to what is it called? Alpha Brain.
Fucking Provigil. Fucking Adderall. No, all I need is Provigil. I just need to find a way to get that shit down here, Costa Rica, and then I'll be all right. Got to get that shit.
I used to take that stuff. It gives you crazy dreams. It was fun.
All right, let's get into the goddamn
jam
games today. All right, here's the thing. First of all, I will like to say one thing, and then we'll get into the games. I really, if I was really being like, you know, a boring guy who just, you know, was trying to give slightly profitable winning picks, I would only give totals in every sport because from day one that I started doing this for like 15 years, Totals has been what I've done well. Usually I'm about around, if I have a good year, about 54.2%. A bad year might be like 53 or 53.5%. But I'm always good on totals and almost always bad on sides, which is unbelievable. And I think in all my years of picking sports, I've only had like 1 or 2 years where I've actually done better or less bad on sides than totals. So I should really just be sticking with totals. But it's also important to handicap all the games from all angles. And there are a couple of games that are jumping out to me here, Matty Ice. First one, and I did bet these. First one is Arizona as very small home favorite at home against Wainwright. Now, Wainwright obviously is, a guy who's making the most of what he's got. Very, very stark home road splits this year, right? His last 2 road starts, he got absolutely massively crushed. I'm talking about 9 runs in 2 innings type crushed. Overall on the year, though, he's just been bad on the road. I think he's only had 1 good road start. He's had multiple good home starts. So he's a guy who's just like, obviously, I know how to get some wins at home. I'll do as well as I can at home. And then on the road, hopefully things, we'll just see what happens. Godley, on the other hand, is a guy who is really pitching well. Great stuff, right? Getting good results game in and game out, feels very reliable. And then, of course, you have Arizona against St. Louis in terms of the lineup. So feels like a way too low line here. And I did identify this game in a series preview with Drew Martin as a game that might have a particularly low line just because of Wainwright's name and because of his results half the time, at home this year. And we are getting a very low line here. Again, Godley is, I think, legit excellent and reliable. And Wainwright could have a good start because anytime Wainwright knows how to do well anytime, anywhere. And in fact, his one good road start this year was at Coors, right?
Only one?
He had 1 good road start this year, I believe. He might have had another one, but I think.
Yeah, and of course it was at Coors.
It was at Coors, exactly. So Wainwright, a good start from Wainwright would not be surprised, but I think more likely he'll get hit at least a little bit. And then you have Godley on the other side, and it's such a low line that I'm going to take this one. Arizona -1 as a pick, no doubt about that. So I'm going to take Arizona -1. The money line part here will be -127 at the Chris books, and the run line part will be, let's see here, +160 at Intertops. Excellent. +160. Intertops has a better.
I like +160.
Yes. Pinnacle only has +153, and the Chris books have +148. But I'm seeing +160 right now at 5 dimes and Intertop. So that's going to be the money line part on that one. And absolutely, you got a line shop around and take the best line you can get. So I'm going to take Arizona -1 over St. Louis. Again, at plus money now. Now, again, if this one loses, will I be okay with it? In theory, yes. In reality, no. But in theory,
tomorrow
yes.
You have 2 Red Bulls.
Yeah, that's what matters. And again, it's just the line. Wainwright could have a good start. More likely than not, I think he'll get hit. All right. Tomarino Tomor says Godley is pitching well, but doesn't have great stuff. Wainwright is capable of great starts. I see no value. Yes, I understand that analysis. As I just said, Wainwright is capable of great starts, absolutely at any time in any place. But there's no question that he's been way worse on the road than at home this year. There's no question that Arizona is a strong offense. That is an offense that can push him. And Godley has been getting it done, and St. Louis is probably not likely to push him. And at that line, I think there is value. If it was 150, 160, maybe not. But at minus 127, 130, I think there is. So I'm going to respectfully disagree with Tomarino Tomor here, although more likely than not, Tomarino is right and I'm wrong. But yeah. Thanks for the comment, Tomarino Tomor. All right. Joaquin Hill's asking what happened so far. I just got in. Basically, me just having a toddler fit and whining and complaining.
It wasn't that bad. More like a teenager fit.
Yeah, teenager fit. So you didn't miss much, Joaquin Hill. You didn't miss much. All right. Okay, another game that has caught my eye, and please, Tomarino Tomor, chime in when I comment on this one. Well, there's a couple of games that have caught my eye. Okay, the next one is definitely the Cubs at Washington. Now, that was a game that Tomarino Tomor and I believe, agreed on yesterday. I just didn't have the balls to add Washington -1 to my official slate of picks, although it was a very strong lean. And today, roughly the same analysis goes here. A little bit different because Strasburg is obviously not at the same level as Scherzer, but Strasburg is okay. And Lackey, 2 good starts, but in general feels like a guy who should be pretty hittable, right? And again, the Cubs struggle against righties. Again, Strasburg is no Scherzer, but Strasburg is still okay. Coming off a start where he got hit, so I'm thinking that he might be a little bit better here. And again, leaning Washington -1, and also Washington on the team total over, and also just generally on the over on this one. In general, it's at 8.5. I'm not totally a believer in Lackey, although he has had 2 good starts in a row.
Yeah, he has put together some good work recently.
He definitely has.
But Nationals are quite good.
Joaquin Hill, I'm hoping that Red Bull can give me some fucking wings in baseball. That's what the deal is with the Red Bull. All right. I'll give Washington. Yeah, I'm not
scared of you on caffeine.
I'm not having a good. I'm not having. Oh, not just caffeine, taurine, baby.
Taurine, I know.
Taurine.
I know people always make jokes that you're on coke. I assure you, he's not.
No.
This is going to be an interesting morning.
All right, I'm gonna give Washington -1 as an official pick here to hit Lackey. The money line part here for Washington is -160 at betonline.sportsbetting.ag. Again, I am line shopping here.
On SBRodds.com.
SBRodds.com. One of the most important things to do in sports betting, no matter whether you expect to win or lose, no matter what your bet size is, line shopping is paramount. And then the run line part of that one is going to be +130 at about almost everywhere. Intertops, Pinnacle, a bunch of places. Okay. Wow. And the Greek Intertop's having some of the best run line lines today. Okay, so that'll be Washington -130 on the +130 on the run line, and -160 on the money line. And I would also just be leaning over on that one because I do think Strasburg will give up a couple, and I think that Lackey will give up maybe 1 or 2 more than a couple. And if that happens, so the Washington team total over is 4.5 -103, and the full game total here is 8.5. I will give that one 8.5 +100. The over in the White Sox and in Washington and Cubs over 8.5 +100 at a whole bunch of books. You listening to me, Matty Ice?
No.
Yeah, no, you're not. Okay.
I'm reading the comments.
All right, okay.
But I'm sure whatever you said was just
I said that I'm taking Washington -1 and I'm taking the over 8.5 in that game.
8.5
+100.
These totals this season are really messing with my head.
Yes, they are. It's a wacky season total, but again, I'm still about 54% on totals, big sample size. So I feel like my overall lean on totals is pretty good. Not necessarily on every single game, but
Converse made high heels. Those look pretty cool.
All right.
One thing quickly.
Yeah.
I see in the chat here that our very own Cynthia Peters is hyping up our IFBC conference.
Yes.
So guys, I'll let you say some things, but I put the link to our July betting contest in the description of the video right below where you're watching right now. You can go in and click and sign up for that, and you got a chance to win 1 of 5 tickets round trip and to the conference to come hang out with us and Cynthia.
That is unbelievable.
Isn't it?
Round trip tickets, they're paying for it.
Yeah.
And not only that, but they're like, the SBR obviously on that one is not line shopping for their tickets, because when you're buying a ticket, you want to buy it like 2 months in advance and go to friggin' all these different websites and stuff. They're gonna have to buy these tickets like a week in advance, right?
You know what?
Less than that.
We just do what we gotta do.
That's what they do. In the meantime, oh no. I saw a super funny comment from Wang Zhou, and then he retracted it.
I know.
Did you see what that comment was?
No.
It said, my mom told me when
What sweater am I wearing today?
He said, when my mom told me. Sorry, I don't mean to.
No.
He said, my mom. No, I mean, I'm apologizing to Wang Zhou that I'm going to describe the content of his message that he retracted. He said, my mom told me when I was very young, if you drink Red Bull, you lose your balls. I don't know what that means, but it was funny as hell.
That is funny. Today I'm wearing a Hurley sweatshirt, black, no hood.
Omaha 88 says, Pete, did your YouTube turn gay? I don't know what the hell that means. But, I don't know what that means. Anyway, all right, so more. Tomarino Tomor says, I like Cubs to bounce back. I've had success backing solid offenses after they have poor performances. Yes, and then Mike Eep says, Cubs an under machine this year. Yes, that's true. Mike Eep, it's mostly a bet on the low total and a bet on I think Lackey is likely to get hit, and I think Strasburg it's very possible that he'll get hit, right? So, and of course, Washington has that crappy bullpen. And Tomarino Tomor says, I like Cubs to bounce back. I've had success backing solid offenses after they have poor performances. I can certainly understand that one, Tomarino Tomor. It's just it's a very low line. Washington has a big offense in their own right. And I like Strasburg more than Lackey. So if the Cubs do bounce back with a big offensive performance here, hopefully I will cash the over and then break even on that one, or at least go 1-1 on that one. But that's what I'm taking. And then Austin Geist says, it's true. I no longer have balls. Fuck you, Red Bull. Wow. Look at this. Even Wang Zhou's deleted comments that he deletes have life, and everyone loves him. All right.
He is the best.
He is the best.
We still have to go back and write
Absolutely.
that song.
Yes. Other games that are interesting to me. There's two other games that are definitely interesting to me. Aside from the Philly game, because I'm totally staying off that one. So maybe this is a great bet on Seattle, right? There's no way I'm taking that one. So this is probably a game that Philly loses easily. So you might want to look at that, folks. Two other games that are interesting to me for sure. One is the Yankees at the White Sox. Now, Masahiro Tanaka, a lot of in the modern era of baseball, there's a lot of pitchers that make you scratch your head. And Tanaka maybe is probably top 5 in terms of head scratching pitchers, starting pitchers. His last start was one of the awesome ones, right? Now, the issue with Tanaka is that, and I was saying that from when he started to get hit, I was asking Drew Martin about what he thought about it, and I started to do some deep research. And the deep research that I found on Tanaka was that the fundamentals were still there, and that he was getting a little bit unlucky and having some pitch location problems, giving up home runs, but that he was still getting a lot of strikeouts. His pitch effects were still good, and so there was reason to believe that he was going to continue to. A lot of people saying, I think Cubs is the right side today. Jesus Christ.
I mean, people are saying that Tanaka looks like he's high also sometimes. So,
yeah. So Tanaka, will he be able to string 2 good starts in a row? I'm not sure, but obviously the White Sox are a team that does not hit righties well. And Rodon is coming back off of the disabled list. Rodon obviously has a big upside, but his rehab starts did not go terribly well.
Not very well at all. And he has been in that position before.
Yeah.
And he does take some time to get back into the swing of things.
So it feels like the Yankees might be a good play here. And, if they win, probably it's by a margin.
I hate betting on Tanaka, but I don't disagree with you today so far.
So do I.
I should hope you agree with yourself.
I'll take it. I'll take the Yankees, especially coming off of that loss. The Yankees to hit Rodon and Tanaka to hopefully have a second start. I mean, a lot of times these pitchers that are head scratchers, when they do have one of their great starts, get absolutely crushed the next start.
Sometimes.
Yeah. If it happens, it happens. All right. I'm going to take the Yankees -1. I'll take -133 at Intertops. The Yankees -1, 133 at Intertops, and the run line part will also be at Intertops at +120. That's also a better line than Pinnacle at +117. A bunch of places actually have +120. Intertops has +120. So small road favorite line for the Yankees -1. That's another play I'm taking. And then the other game that I want to identify, of course, it is Bartolo Colon Day, which actually did not have an overnight line though. So I didn't crunch that one, but I guess the Braves management was like, should we? And then they decided, all right, fuck it, let's throw Colon out there.
I mean, at least he's a fan favorite.
Yes. Blake Snell is making the start for Tampa Bay. He's coming back. He's a guy who's always had electric stuff, high potential, problems with control. But the word on him is that his minor league starts have been good and that he has gotten his control down. Ivan Nova is not terribly good, but he also is very consistent. Doesn't get a lot of strikeouts, doesn't have the dazzling peripherals, but very consistent.
Very solid.
Yeah. So I would be leaning once again on the under if 9 is available, and maybe to take Tampa Bay in one way or another here. Let me just see if the Tampa Bay no, 9 is not available. It'd have to be 8.5. All right. So I'll have to think about that. Maybe the Pittsburgh team total under. Let me quickly check that one, or the first 5 innings under, which would be 4.5. Let me think about this one, and let me just check the team total for the Pirates, which would be, let me find this one. The team total for the Pirates would be 4.5 minus 133 at Pinnacle. 4.5 minus 133 at Pinnacle. That is kind of tempting. And at Heritage, let's see what the team total for that one would be. 4.5 minus 135. Yeah. I'm expecting Snell to probably be okay, if not today, in general, in his first,
I'm generally
5
okay with
starts
him.
or so. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not too down on him overall.
Yes. Tomarino Tomor says, I don't know how anyone makes money betting on or against Pittsburgh. So inconsistent, but not horrible. Yes, that is true. Although they did have that one series where they went into to Milwaukee and did well there. They can be undervalued, I think. And I would be leaning under here. I wish I could be getting 9, but I'm not. And maybe I'll take Tampa Bay on the +1 line. Might also be tempting as well.
Oh, we have a very important correction.
What's that?
We've been mispronouncing our Chinese friend's name.
What is it?
I'd have to type it in to figure it out, but it's not Wang Zhou.
It's not Wang Zhou?
Like Hang Zhu.
Hang Zhu.
Something like that. Shu.
Hang Zhu.
I'll have to ask my wife. She knows Mandarin.
All right. Hang Zhu. Wang Zhou. We will correct that. Wang Zhou. Sorry about that.
It's still kind of funny, though.
Hang Zhu says, Yankee is terrible right now. Stay away. Well, which Yankee is he talking about? There's 25?
I think he means them in general.
Oh, he means all of them.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yankee
collective.
Yankee is terrible right now. Stay away. Yes, I can certainly understand that. But look, they still have those names in that lineup. They are slumping right now a bit, but I'm willing to take him. It's more a fade of Rodon. Then Milo Georgiev says, hi, Pete. The White Sox won last night. As I told you, value money. Yes, great call, Milo Georgiev. I stayed the hell away from that game.
And then Lou chastises him for bragging on the chat.
I'm sorry, what?
Lou then chastises him for bragging on the chat.
Yeah, did he? God, these. Lou Skunt says, Milo, ... Do you see anyone else bragging on here?
It's the opposite of what we do here.
Yes. Hako Schofield says, oh, no, Wang Zhou is better. Okay, well, maybe we'll and Milo Georgiev says, Yankee shall win too. Yes, he thinks Yankee shall win again. Another game. Okay, so I have to decide what I'm going to do again about hold on one second. Wang Zhu says, I was bet on White Sox game last night. Give me heart attack. Okay. A lot of funny comments here. All right, Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh. I would be leaning under. I'd be leaning Pittsburgh team total under, and I would be leaning Tampa Bay +1. What do I want to do here? Or the first 5 innings under would be tempting, and the Tampa Bay on the first 5 innings run line.
Craig,
for example. I'm sorry?
Craig with some real insider information.
What's that?
Take the Yankees every time I go to the game. White Sox lose.
Okay. Every time I don't bet on bet, here's back at you, Craig Schrader. Every time I stay off a Phillies game, they lose. Every time I bet on the Phillies to lose, they win. So right back at you, Craig Schrader. Yes. Milo Georgiev says, Pete, Seattle failed us last night. Yeah, they sure did. They sure did. Kobe Aaron Valentine says, in support of Wang Zhu, let's take all the Asian pitchers to win today. Yes, absolutely. All right. I'll decide what I want to do about Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh in a second. The other game I want to talk about is a game that Mike Heap just referred to, and that is the Mets at Miami. Mets against Locke. Now, Locke is obviously a guy who is getting a hit, start in and start out.
He's on auto fade.
Yes, he certainly is. Then Matz is coming back. Matz has been okay. Some overall his results have been okay, but he's been giving up a lot of home runs. He gave up 5 home runs in his last 2 games total. He had 5 walks in his last game. He's abandoned his slider for health reasons. So that's
never good.
I'm not too high on Matz going forward. The question is how to bet this one. You could take the Mets team total over, which would be, let me find that one. Mets team total over, just a straight fade of Locke to get a hit, 4.5 minus 124. You could take the full game over on that one, which would be 9, which would mean that Mets would have to get hit a little bit. Or you could just take the Mets as a very, reasonable. The game is basically minus 104 on both sides. Or you could take a shot with the over 9 minus 130, which is a little high for a Miami game. So I guess if I was going to take that one, I'd probably take a shot with the first 5 innings over, which would be just 5 at minus 112.
I don't know. You don't seem too jazzed about that.
I am a little jazzed about it. I'll take the first 5 innings over 5, Miami and the Mets. Over 5 minus 112. That's a high total for these 2 pitchers. And basically, I'm either going to need Mats to give up a couple early home runs or for Locke to give up all 5
himself. He cut out his slider for health reasons, and he's definitely in a position to get beat up.
Yeah, he definitely has other pitches that he's been doing okay with. But, again, 5 walks in his last start, 5 home runs in his last 2 starts combined. His first start was good, but he only had 2 strikeouts in that one. Miami does have some hitters here and there up and down the lineup. So I'll take the first 5 innings over 5, Mets and Miami.
And guys, if you're enjoying our show, do please leave us a like and a subscribe. It really helps us out a lot.
I wish you could just have a separate category for Wang Zhou comments, because his last comment, fuck Philadelphia, all in caps and 5 exclamation points.
That's
Stupid
amazing.
team.
I can't even spell Philadelphia right now.
Yeah, how did he spell Philadelphia correct? I mean, he must have some kind of autocorrect there or something. I don't know. But Wang Zhou says, fuck Philadelphia. Stupid team. Yes, they are a stupid team. All right. Hako Schofield says Astros are a low-hanging fruit with Hahn and Paulino. Yeah, I mean, Hahn got absolutely crushed in his last start against Houston. I definitely, Paulino is shaky, but I would give Houston the starting pitching edge here. The only issue is just, as I said, Oakland has brought up some youngsters who are definitely paying dividends. They cashed yesterday. I didn't have the balls to take them, even though I wanted to. If I had some underdog balls, I would have taken them. And again, here today at that line in the plus 160s, I would actually have to lean Oakland just because of the line and because of the youth infusion that Oakland has had. Hahn is a massive liability, obviously, but you know, it's too high of a line considering the state of Oakland right now. And we know about Houston at home. You know, very even at home in terms of ROI. All of their ROI this year has come on the road. So I think the line is a little bit too high. All right. Hako Schofield says Paulino has been great. Houston low-hanging fruit. You might be right, Hako Schofield. And Hahn, needs to stay, has been horrific recently and a little bit. Mike Heap says Mets rushed Mats back from AAA. Fools getting crushed. Yes.
I mean, again, it doesn't make any sense either why they would bother.
With Matt, what? Bother what?
Rushing somebody back. At this point in their terrible season.
I think they probably figured, if not now, when? And maybe if they didn't have all the other injuries, they would have done that. But
let them rest after the All-Star.
Yeah, in general, I'm expecting Mats to be overvalued going forward, and hopefully he'll give up a few today, or if he doesn't, Locke will at least get me a push on the first 5 innings over. Yeah, Mike Heap says he's not healthy. That's why they rushed him back. They have no starters. Exactly. Okay. Let me see. Other comments here.
I don't know. I'd say I'd rather just have anybody else out there than him possibly hurting himself even more.
Cool.
Shit, Bobby, you're still paying Bobby Bonilla. Let's throw him out there and let him pitch.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, it's not that he doesn't have other pitches, but you know, if he was getting decent results with his other pitches, you know, that would be fine. But his results have been red flaggy since he's been back. All right, so. And then the other game that, let me see, is there any other game that I definitely wanted to identify here? No, I guess not. It is Bartolo Colon Day. And again, is there something wrong with SBR odds, or is San Diego just minus 120 at home against Bartolo Colon with Perdomo starting?
If it's the same across the board, sometimes one book gets a little funky.
No.
But, if it's the same, then no, it's fine.
Bartolo Colon Day. It is Bartolo Colon Day. Again, I did not look into this one deeply because there was no overnight line. I didn't know who the starting pitcher was going to be. I knew that it was rumored to be Colon, but it was definitely not confirmed.
Yeah, no, I only read that this morning.
There was no overnight line, but at first glance, San Diego minus 118 at the Bet Online books and minus 120 everywhere else looks like great value. I'll have to look into what condition Perdomo is in right now, but that looks like reasonably.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be excited about betting either side of this, or either one of these pitchers. I should.
Yeah,
say.
I'll have to.
Love to see what's the over on that, or the total.
And the total is also not that high. Let me find it. It's 8.5.
I like that.
Yeah, the over. Right. Very tempting. Let me just think about that. Okay, let me just think about that. Adam Lopez asking, how do you feel about the Rockies total in the San Francisco game? Ugh, that is, I'm staying off that one. It is I think it was 8.5 when I saw it on the overnight line. Friedland against Block. Freeland obviously has been coming back down to earth, but he's had 2 starts against San Francisco already this year. Both were in Coors, and they were both good. So he could get held down here today. And Block, of course, been coming way more down to earth even than Freeland. His last 4 starts have been terrible, but he might have gotten a little bit hit unlucky in those starts, and he might have a little bit of a bounce back start here as well. And we know that Colorado's offense is stalled out right now. So that one's going to be a pass for me. Could easily see it going over, and that one's just going to be a total pass for me. No way it's going to be a pick at all for me. Hako Schofield says, I would bet over on Cologne. Jim Bean says, Castillo gets crushed today. Yes, that was one that I actually saw again as well. Castillo had a very shaky start, and actually that is another one that I bet I did take a shot. I had to take a shot with Milwaukee -1. Anderson's been pitching well. Been pitching great, actually. He might have a hey. Are you with me here?
I'm working here.
Okay, all right, okay, good. Because I'm feeling alone in my analysis.
Sorry.
All right, that's okay. Anderson has been doing well recently. Obviously, no, that's an understatement. He's been doing great recently. Of course, going into Cincinnati could shake things up a bit for him. But I agree that Castillo is in a very vulnerable spot here. And the Milwaukee, whoa. All right, I'm taking this one. I'm seeing at Pinnacle.
That was quick.
Yeah. Milwaukee, team total over. Let me see what it is at Heritage here. Yeah, at Heritage, it's 5 -110. At Pinnacle, it's 4.5 -135. So that will be an official pick. Milwaukee, team total over 4.5 -135. That's another official pick. I agree. I expect Castillo to have some issues here, and Milwaukee can definitely take that one.
Sorry, it's a little warm in here.
And Milwaukee -1 may also be a decent play. That's at some plus money. I'll throw that one on there as well. Fuck it. I'll throw that one on there as well, just because it's at plus money. The money line part of that will be Pinnacle -110, and the run line part of that will be at Pinnacle +146. That is one I bet on the overnight. I took Milwaukee -1. It's actually moved a little bit in the opposite direction, but I will add that one as well. Milwaukee -1 and Milwaukee on the team total over are both picks.
Very observant. What's the beeping? I put the air conditioning on. It's hot in here.
Milo Georgiev says Nationals, no, a pass. Lackey pitched great as of late. Yes, Lackey has pitched great as of late.
I mean, he's a great pitcher, let's be honest.
Yes.
He is.
He has declining stuff. The Nats have a big lineup.
Yeah. Nothing he can do about that, But I see him being smart enough, like my example always, the Jamie Moyer, where he'll be able to pitch for a while if he wants to.
Sure, but he's had some starts where he got hit this year, and I think that this is one where he's vulnerable to getting hit.
But also take a look at the Cubs season. Like, it's not going the way they wanted it to go on any front, so it's a collective effort too, I think.
The Cubs do have a bullpen edge in that game as well, though, so maybe Danny Confalone says Castillo basically threw a no-hitter in his last game. I don't know, man. Yes, but he has a lot of he has control issues, and he might get hit. Tomarino Tomor says Milo, I think Nationals hit Lackey. Lackey on the road sucks. He won't hold up long term, in my opinion. He's not great at this point, age 38. Yes, this is a lot of a lot of funny comments. A lot of uncertainty here. A lot of you can make a good case, a good argument for staying off of all these bets, which is why it's not the easiest, which is why betting on baseball is not just free money that they're handing out to any idiot.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice, but it's not. All right, I'm going to take all these. And then there's one other game that we didn't even mention. It is Wade Miley Day. Another tough one because Stroman has gotten absolutely crushed in his last two starts. 6 home runs in his last 2 starts.
Yeah, what the hell happened to him?
Well, he's a guy who he throws a sinker, and when sinker ballers are off, they are extremely crushable. And that's what happened to him. The question is, will he bounce back here or not? The other question is it worth taking -190? If it was -150, I'd be on Toronto here. But at -190, I can't do it. Miley is bad, but, it's just too big of a line. I'm going to have to beg off that game, I think. You could maybe think about a shot with the Toronto team total over, which I'm assuming will be 5.5. Where is that one? Toronto team total over, which is, where the hell is it? Oh, it's only it's 5 -140. What do you think about that one, Matty Ice? 5 -140. Toronto team total over just to hit Miley.
Tomarino Tomar pointed out that Stroman's good coming off of a bad start.
Well, he's had 2 bad starts in a row, at least in terms of home runs.
I mean, extra good today. What did you say? 150 was it?
140.
Yeah,
over 5
fine.
-140.
I can do that. I can deal with that.
To have Miley get hit hard.
I don't really keep track of the Blue Jays too much. I don't really like to deal with that. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you much.
Their offense is a little bit underwhelming compared to here. Let me see. D says, I'll take the under. Makes no sense to play the over when Wade Miley has been good against them. I don't know. I'm just not a believer in Miley. He's the
Miley Coyote.
Shit. Milo Georgiev says, proposition for you, Pete. Here he is in the comments. Proposition for you, Pete. I shall repeat your bet of last night with the, all caps, Kansas City Royals with plus money after 4.5 innings. Kennedy might win. What do you think? Yes, Kennedy in general is ass, but this start he might be okay. And actually, the KC on the second half is another bet that I wanted to give here. I will give KC on the second half minus 115. I gave that one yesterday, and that one pushed. So I'm going to give KC on the second half minus 115 against Detroit. As far as a bet on the game is concerned, it's a little bit too low of an underdog line for KC for me to take. I want like 140 or something at least on that one. Kennedy is definitely just a very, very hittable and vulnerable. I would also probably have a small lean to the under on that one, despite the awful starting pitchers involved. The wind, I think, is blowing in a little bit, and Kennedy might be okay. Norris is no great shakes either, but I'd have a slight lean to the under on that one, and I will give KC on the second half at minus 115 as a pick as well. Let's see some other Milo Georgiev says thank you with 2 exclamation points. And Wang Zhou says Blue Jay cannot run score. Most of score from home runs. Yes, that is a good point. But it's just Miley is so bad and so hittable. You know what? I'll give it. Blue Jays team total over 5 minus 140. And if Miley holds them down,
I thought it was 4.5.
No, 5 minus 140 for the Blue Jays.
Oh,
it's Milwaukee that was a 4.5. I'm giving a lot of a picks here.
All right.
Let's see. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Red Bull's kicking in.
Yeah. D says Baltimore is 5-1 the past 6 times Miley has pitched on 5 days rest. Yes. What should I do? Is Miley gonna? Miley might have a good start here. All right, I'll take it back.
I was surprised when you said today was a Wade Miley day. I didn't know that was one of our days now. I'm not auto low on him necessarily. You know, when I used to watch actually a lot of baseball. Not really this year. I've just been too busy. I don't have a problem with that guy at all. I mean, look, this season has been down for a lot of pitchers.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell's going on exactly.
Been down for a lot of pitchers.
Seems like.
Well, because
I mean, for mid to high level guys usually.
Yeah.
You take a look at Strasburg. I'm not saying they're having terrible years, or the entire Mets rotation for that matter. But not pitching as well as expected.
Well, because home runs in general are up. The juice ball issue is a separate issue, but in general, it takes a lot of velocity and a lot of great stuff to have a strong start. And it's just not easy to string great starts in a row because hitters are trying to, it's the fly ball revolution, as they say, and hitters are trying to hit the ball out. And if you're a little bit off as a starting pitcher or as a pitcher, in any capacity, and people start connecting with your stuff, you're going to start getting crushed. And so it's just hard to string strong starts together, harder now than it used to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
All these pitchers need to start having sex before their games.
I don't know. All right, so let's review the card here. Let me quickly review it. Philly against Seattle. Seattle probably is a good bet here just because I'm not going to be on them.
Nice, Robert.
It's a massive favorite line, so I'm going to stay off them.
I'm in like 307th place.
Seattle with Hernandez right now is up into the minus 210s. It opened at minus 185. Now it's gotten bet way up. Probably still a good play because I'm off them. Colorado, San Francisco, that game I'm staying way the hell off of. Pitt, Tampa Bay. What do I want to do here? All right, let me just think about this one for a second. Pitt, Tampa Bay. I do like
what did you have before? I liked what you had before.
Well, what?
I don't remember what you said, but I remember I liked it.
I was leaning Tampa Bay +1 and also leaning to the under at 8.5.
Oh, is it the under?
The under's a little bit dicey. And you know what? What the hell? I'll give both of them. Tampa Bay +1 with Snell to have hopefully to have a good day. The money line part of that is +119 at Pinnacle, and the run line part of that is -185 at Pinnacle and a few other places. And
the Phillies struggle against every pitching.
It's Pitts. It's
no, it's just Tomar.
Okay. And you know what? Instead of giving the full game under, I will give the Pittsburgh. I will just give the Pittsburgh team total under, which will be 4.5 -133. So we're going to need a good game from. Or actually, you know what? No, let me just check. Maybe I'll take the first 5 minutes. Nah, I'll just stick with Tampa Bay +1.5 and the full game under 8.5. Just not. I'm not going to get too cute with it. Under 8.5 minus 105. I'll take both of those. Then the Cubs and Washington. A lot of people are disagreeing with my analysis here, and I understand why. The question is, how vulnerable will Lackey be, and how much will the Cubs lineup be able to bounce back against Washington? No question, I give the Cubs a bullpen edge here, which is why if Washington wins, hopefully the bullpens won't matter. I'm going to take Washington -1 and the over 8.5 in that game. Baltimore, Toronto, would love to take Toronto team total over 4 minus 140. It is going to be a lean to fade Wade Miley, but I'll hold off on that one. KC second half, once again, bullpen edge for KC, and I'll take them on the second half minus 115. We'll see what we get from Kennedy here. He's been pitching. He's had some decent starts recently. Norris not that great, and I would lean under 9.5 on that one as well. And the Mets, Miami, a bunch of people in agreement with me that we're not too high on Mats going forward, and Locke is obviously who he is. So I took the first 5 innings over 5 in the Mets-Miami game, and you could probably make a decent argument for the full game over on that one as well at just 9. Should I take that one as well? What do you think? Should I double up on it?
No.
Nah,
you're getting a little cute over
all right,
there.
a little cute. All right,
cute,
I'll just
little Red Bulls kicking
I'll just
in.
hold off on that one. All right, then Milwaukee. A lot of uncertainty as far as Castillo. What to expect from him? Obviously, he has electric stuff, as most of these guys do when they come up. That's why they're brought up, but also some control issues. And I will take Milwaukee -1 and the Milwaukee team total over 4.5 as a couple of picks. Minnesota, Boston, an interesting game. Mejia, very vulnerable here. I was leaning Boston, but it is a high road underdog line for Minnesota. Minnesota's been great on the road. I'm going to hold off on that one. Texas, Cleveland, Darvish and Bauer. I'm staying on. Cleveland is just a wacky team. They have a great bullpen, a lineup that should be very, very productive, but they've just been literally one of the worst teams in baseball at home. They're just snake bit at home. It's unbelievable.
That's something I never understood. I understand teams that are bad on the road. I don't understand how a team could be that bad at home. And they're not the only ones. I mean, it's not like this is anything that's never happened before.
Yeah.
It's always weird to me.
Well, I mean, psychologically, I guess you could make the argument that teams can just get into a funk. Most teams are built to have success at their home park, so it's not often that a team would not be good at their home park because of who their players are. So some more comments from Tomarino Tomor. Hold on one second, and then let me see. So I'm taking the Yankees -1 as well. And then the Oakland-Houston game, I'm staying off of that one. A lot of people have identified Houston as low-hanging fruit, but Oakland again has some youngsters. They're productive. They're producing right now, and it's a big road favorite line for Oakland. They've now won 4 games in a row on the road, and I'm not ready to bet against them at that high of a road favorite line. Then I am taking Arizona -1, and you know what? I think that has got to be the low-hanging fruit of the day. Arizona -1 at plus money has got to be the low-hanging fruit of the day. With Godley against Wainwright. Obviously, Wainwright, as people have commented, capable of having an excellent start anywhere at any time, but he's had a terrible road record this year. Godley has been doing very well. Tomarino Tomor makes an interesting comment that Godley doesn't have great stuff, which is, true. But he's been getting good results. I'm not sure St. Louis is going to push him. And at the current line, that has got to be the low-hanging fruit of the day. Arizona -1. Dodgers and Angels, I'm going to stay off of. Ryu against Meyer. Meyer is very much a wild card. When he's good, he's great. When he's bad, he gets hit. I might lean to the over on that one, actually. Let me find the total on that one, which was 8.5 when I saw it last night. And, it's 8.5 right now. I would definitely have a lean to the over in the Dodgers and Angels game. You just don't know what you're going to get from Meyer, and he could easily have a strong 6-inning start, so I'm going to hold off on that one. And then it is Bartolo Colon Day. Should I just take San Diego blind, even though I didn't do my deep research into this one, at -120?
No. Anytime, if I ever bet on a Bartolo Colon Day, it's only on Bartolo Colon.
Right.
I go the opposite.
Well,
but I don't bet.
It's only on Bartolo Colon.
Yeah, but it doesn't happen often. Really? So that's a rare occurrence.
Okay. All right. So I've given
to bet the not obvious stuff.
Even though I'm having a shitty past month or so, or past 3 weeks or so in MLB, I got a whole mess of picks today, and let's just get to some. Let's highlight some interesting comments here. Tomarino Tomor says, I will not bet against Arizona at home. I have them at 18-1 to win division. Very nice call, Tomarino Tomor. Bet on them at 18-1 to win the division.
I think we were all pretty high on them coming into the season.
I think they're better than Dodgers. They've won 13-14 at home. Yes. Nice endorsement there from Tomarino Tomor. I'm on them -1 as the low-hanging fruit of the day. Milo Georgiev says, Sosana, Mats is not good, all in caps. So let's see.
Turns out he might be right.
Yes. Kobe Aaron Valentine mentioning the Seattle line movement went from -185 to -220. A lot of money coming in on Seattle. So, and I'm not taking that game. So you might want to jump all over Seattle right now. Let me see. Just look for other questions. Other questions. You see Craig Schrader's comment?
Yes, I don't remember what it was, but I remember it made me laugh.
I need a ladder to reach your low-hanging fruit.
Right.
Ouch. Ouch. Craig Schrader. Ouch. Nice comment there. Ouch. Milo Georgiev likes the Twins.
This is interesting.
Tomarino Tomor says, I do not understand why Porcello keeps getting so much respect. I have seen some advanced metrics that say he's gotten a little bit unlucky this year. That's part of it. Same deal with Arrieta, but you're right.
The book seemed very reluctant to move quickly.
Yes.
Things. You know, that's why the Cubs are still kind of weird to even look at their games because despite how they've been playing, they're still defending champs and they still have the roster that they should be playing well. So.
All right. Well, let's just wrap it up. Some interesting stuff today. Chris Cannabis says, Loshak going for my 13th winning play in a row on Street Contest on BetDSI for 500 win. The selections are all totals. Total's going to be low-hanging fruit of the day. Might go Toronto, Baltimore over 9.5 for the 500. You should, if you've hit 13 in a row in a contest, you should definitely not be asking my advice on baseball right now. But I certainly will oblige. If I had to give a totals play today, I guess it would be. Well, what happened?
Ryan Joe's comment that just came in.
All right,
I'll let you see it.
Okay, all right. If I had to give a totals play for today, it would be either Mets in Miami over at 9, if you can get that one, or I would take the over 8.5 in Cubs Washington. Those would be my my total plays if I had to give a recommendation for that right now. All right. Hopefully, I will. Wang Joe's coming. Wang Joe, another classic comment. Your fruit on top of tree now. Ha 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 ha. Yes, it's a ouch. Wang Joe, you got me. You got me. A nice comment there. My low-hanging fruit is now apparently on top of the tree. Very nice. And on that note, let's wrap up this game. I've given a bunch of picks. It's been a long show, but hopefully it was informative and entertaining. And Matt McCursey says, why over Casey Debt? No, I did not say that one. I leaned under on that one. Milo Georgiev says, Pete, we give you the big thumbs up from Europe. Great show. Thank you. Thank you so much, Milo Georgiev. Tomarino Tomor says, I unfortunately bet very small on 18-1 to Arizona to win the division. Anyway, oh God, everyone's glomming on now to this Wang Joe comment. Anyway, great call, Tomarino Tomor. Also, Tomarino Tomor, thanks for all your awesome research comments in this show and in other places. Your comments are very, very insightful. Hopefully, I will come out positive today. And yes, Paco Schofield, low-hanging fruits has been on top of trees. Yes, my low-hanging fruit has been on the top of the trees recently. But today's low-hanging fruit play is Arizona, endorsed by Tomarino Tomor.
I like Arizona a lot. I like betting on Arizona. I always feel good about it.
I feel like I've given Arizona at home -1 like 5 or 6 times this year, and they've like won all 5 or 6 times. A couple of pushes in there or something like that. So, all right.
All right, guys. Sorry, before we get out of here, just one more time. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Check out in the description a link to the contest where you can win tickets to come see us in August. That's all I got.
Good. I'm going to pop my collar for good luck today. Pow! Pow! There we go. Let's get some winners today.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
We'll be back tomorrow.